Hey, good afternoon. Welcome to the latest edition of Miami Hurricanes Talk with Danny. My guest this week is Jeff Hathhorn from 93.7 The Fan in Pittsburgh. I had him on, 2, 3 years ago?
Yeah, it's been a few years. I mean,
Yeah,
these weird conference schedules where you don't play everybody every year. It's just kind of goofy.
yeah, I know. Yeah. We'll get right to it. Last week, Georgia Tech game, dominant performance. Everything clicked. Running game was working. Passing game was working. Give me your thoughts on the big win last week and how they're preparing for this game tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, listen, you're coming off a game like Notre Dame, and you're wondering, some things are. You're wondering a little about your game. How good are you? And this team just picked it right up and went down to a team that was 9-1. That was a win away from the ACC championship game, having their best season in forever, and went down and just took it to them. I mean, it was 28-0 before you could blink. Then, as
Wow.
Georgia Tech worked its way back into the game, the Panthers had answers, and they had so defensively with the big pick six by Braylon Lovelace at the goal line that
Mhm.
went from a potential 7-point game back to 21. And then when it got to a 7-point game again, a true freshman running back, Ja'Carrion Turner, was able to bust one for nearly 60 yards to put the game away. So not only did the Panthers jump out to a lead, not only were they physical, but when they needed to, they were able to close it. And that's all of those things are something that we've seen at times with this Pitt team.
Yeah, I noticed the last time you we played Pittsburgh was 22. Mario Cristobal's first year. Pitt won 42-16 in that game.
Yeah, the largest win ever by Pitt against Miami. It's not been a kind series for the Panthers. And this is a different team. Well, it is in college now. I mean, in college, every year is a different team
Yeah,
with all the transfers and everything. But this is a team that they're relying on freshmen and relying on their linebackers. And when those two things are going, they can compete with almost anybody. They weren't able to compete with Notre Dame a couple of weeks ago, but uh, they feel like they can compete with anyone in the conference.
yeah. What is it like now? Dealing what was the deal with Narduzzi's comments on Notre Dame saying it wasn't important? I heard people keep saying that. What's the deal with
Yeah.
that?
Well, what he was trying to, what he explained to us that he was trying to do is just take pressure off his team. He didn't want this to be this monster game, and if it didn't turn out the right way, then have the last two be some kind of letdown, or this really interrupted the season. What he was trying to do for his team was just say, "Hey, the conference title is still the big thing for us, and no matter what we do against Notre Dame, the conference championship is still going to be an option." I mean, he saw what he was going up against, and I think he was just trying to set it so if they didn't win against Notre Dame, that they would still have their season in front of them. And ultimately, he was
Lo and
right. I
behold.
mean, no one wants to hear that going into a game, but ultimately, he was right, and the team did respond against Georgia Tech.
Oh, you're not kidding. To put it, they get the pick six. Haynes King had been dominant all year, and then
Yep.
they go out and dominate Haynes King the way they did.
Well,
That
I'll
was
say
impressive.
this: Haynes King had 2 picks all season, and he had 2 picks in that game. And they were able to take advantage of some things. They were able to hold him 124 yards under their season average in total yards, and they did some nice things with Haynes King. Listen, Haynes King is a bulldog. He's a junkyard dog. Like, he is that tough, hard nose, and he made some plays in the second half. But the Panthers were able to rattle him enough. They got some pressure on him for an early interception in the first half, and then, as I mentioned, that big pick six in the third quarter.
Oh yeah, and they held. And what they did was they held Georgia Tech to 3 of 14 on third downs. That was impressive. That was
Yeah,
impressive.
and that's something where the Panthers' offense has struggled is on third down, but defensively, I mean, listen, there's some shining objects with the offense that are really that have come through. But this is a team
Turnovers,
that thrives and is lived by or lives by its defense. The defense, when it's going, um, they can create a lot of splash.
Oh yeah, two guys stood out to me last week: Rasheem Biles, 15 tackles, and Kyle Lewis, 11. Tell us about those guys. Hello.
Well, Lewis was an All-American last year, so I mean, the guy dealt with a little bit of injury early in the season, and then he's just come back and continued. Kind of picked up where he left off. Biles also had an injury in the season. Those two are both back healthy. They feed off each other. I'm telling you, don't sleep on Lovelace. He's a local product from the Pittsburgh area, a
Yeah.
little bit under recruited, went to a small high school. This guy just plays solid, and he plays so well off those guys. But these linebackers make plays, and they got to make plays because they're putting their guys on man coverage. Like, they don't go into any kind of exotic defense. It's man on man, and they allow their linebackers to try to eat and they've been able to for the most part. And I think Biles and Lewis are both NFL players.
Yeah. How is Pittsburgh preparing to deal with Carson Beck and that high-powered Miami offense, knowing that it'll be very cold up there tomorrow?
Yeah, well, they're hoping that Miami doesn't like the cold and that it impacts what they're trying to do. I mean, they know what they're walking into. They know, the record that Carson Beck has in his career and what he's been able to do. Uh, it's going to be them winning the battles on the outside. Listen, Pitt doesn't change what it does. Like, it doesn't matter who they're playing against. They got burned against Notre Dame a few times, but they're going to play you straight up and try to win those one-on-one battles. And it's going to be about, can they get pressure on Carson? And one of those interceptions was because of big time pressure. Last week was because of big time pressure by Lewis. They're going to set their linebackers free and try to confuse them. The tougher part here is they're facing a quarterback that's seen pretty much everything.
On the pace to go for 70% at Miami. That's never been done.
Which, think about the quarterbacks there. I mean, I don't need to tell you.
Dorsey, Bernie, who, by the way, best wishes to Bernie Kosar, by the way.
God bless.
Yes,
And we're very partial to Jim Kelly in these parts.
Yes, Jim Kelly, another one, a great one. Question: how is Jeremy Darvo, the Pitt O-line coach, preparing his old tackles on the edges to deal with Bain and Mesidor?
Yeah, and they've had some injuries at that position this year. Ryan Bear played some left tackle last year. He's playing right this year. Bear is a guy. I think he's really come into his own on that right side. There are just some guys that work better on one side to another. There's Jeff Percy is probably going to play on that left side. They realize what they're up against. They'll probably give a little help to their tackles, more so on the left and on the right side. And they're going to tell Mason Heinzel, like, listen, you're a freshman. I know you like to make plays with your feet, but get rid of the football. Pitt likes to play at a pace, and that's another thing they'll try to do. They'll try to get Miami in a pace game to where they're dictating it, where they can, even in a half second, if they can gain on a snap because they're running at tempo, they'll try to do that to use that to their advantage and just keep Miami a little bit off kilter.
Okay, less heralded player for Pitt who could have a massive impact in this game.
Well, I would say it would be Takirian Turner, but I think people know who he is. I'm going to say, I don't know how many people know who Kenny Johnson is. Kenny Johnson is Pitt's leading receiver, but he doesn't get a ton of attention because of that on other guys. If you're looking for a more obscure name, Blue Hicks. Blue Hicks is a guy who transferred from Louisville. He's made some plays for them. He can come down with a big third down catch. He can also get vertical down the field. So I would say one of those two receivers, they have to have a few chunk plays against Miami, try to loosen that up a little bit. And I think one of those two guys would be a guy that maybe Miami fans haven't heard of.
Yeah, that's another thing right there. Another thing, what is the single most important factor for Pitt to win this ball game? Is it going to be turnover battle, line of scrimmage, something else entirely?
I think line of scrimmage. I mean, turnover battle is a constant, but Pitt could lose the line of scrimmage and still win, but they can't get destroyed at the line of scrimmage and still win. That's going to be the key for them. Can they give Heinzel and Turner enough time to where they can make some plays? That's going to be that's the biggest thing. I mean, if the defense could force turnovers, obviously that's a help. But they've got to be able to hold their own at the line of scrimmage. That's what this is coming down to. Listen, Miami's been so great at that this year, and if they get going, it's going to be a problem for Pitt.
Yeah, another thing is the receiving court, Tony, Daniels. How is Pittsburgh trying to stop Tony?
Listen, they don't play games. Like whatever side he goes to, the corner on that side's going to be ready. Like, I mean, from a defensive standpoint, they just play straight up.
Mhm. Yeah, that's a no brainer. Okay. How do you, what is your gut feeling about tomorrow and how this will shake out, and what's your reasoning behind it?
Yeah, it's a great question. I mean, it's going to be about 37 degrees.
They
There's
said by the end of the game, they're saying 32 a kick from TAE. I don't know if you heard anything new about that.
Yeah, so I mean, I think for Pitt, they want to control the football. They want to run a little tempo at times, but they also want to be able to win the time of possession. They want to keep Miami off the field. It's going to be a tough task against that defense, but that's still how Pat Narduzzi teams want to win. They want to do so. And man, we're at high time train right now. They want to do so controlling the football, and that is going to be such a huge key, and that goes back to winning the line of scrimmage, or at least again holding their own at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, I'll let you go. I know you're getting just cold. I'm going to let you go with this. What's the best ways for listeners to connect with you or follow your work? And what are your final thoughts you want to leave our audience with?
Yeah, you could follow me at Jay Hathhorn or at 93.7 The Fan, which is where I work as a sports director, and you can follow all of our stuff there. Um, Final words would be, I love the fact that, let me tell you from a Pitt perspective, the season was on the brink at 2-2. They had lost to their rival West Virginia. They were up 17 against Louisville at home and blew that game. Pat Narduzzi decided to go with a freshman quarterback, a true freshman quarterback. It could have blown up in his face. Instead, they've been 6-1 since. So for Pitt fans to be in this situation where with some help they could win and get in the ACC title game, this is going to be a fun game. Like this, they're pretty jacked up about this because it wasn't too long ago they were thinking that this season was kind of ruined, and they kind of clawed their way back and found a way to be in a big game with Miami the last game of the season.
Yeah. By the way, before we go, Aaron Rodgers will play on Sunday against Buffalo. They confirmed that today.
Yes, he will indeed, and he's excited about it too. Listen, this is a big weekend at Acrisure Stadium here in Pittsburgh. I mean, you get this Pitt Miami matchup, and then the next day you get Rodgers against Allen. It's a big football weekend here in Pittsburgh.
All right, so I'll let you go, Jeff. I know you want to get inside, get warm. Jeff, thanks for coming on. Thanks for coming on today. Greatly appreciate it. Next year, when you come to Miami, it'll be much warmer.
Yeah, no stocking cap.
Yeah. Take care, Jeff. Take care.
All right, see ya.
See ya.